Good morning. Welcome back to SBJ Weekend Review. I'm Keegan Holsey. To my left is Chad Holsey, podcast where we talk about all the happenings this past weekend at Shiloh Baptist Church. How's it going, Chad?
Good morning, everybody. We're back, baby. Took a week off, and
Hope y'all didn't miss us too much.
I don't think anybody missed us, but we are back, and glad to be back. It was a good week last week, a good week off, and but yeah, we're here and getting ready for a busy week, and we head into a busy fall/winter, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a lot going on, so it's good.
It's good to have everybody back from fall break. Sunday school class was a little bit more than what it had been for the past couple weeks. We got really low.
Yeah, fall breaks kill us, and the problem with it, what they did this year is they did different than from what the other schools around here did, and that really hurt us because so then we had fall break for some of us earlier that hurt our numbers, and then fall break now that hurt our numbers again. So it was kind of a double thing where it hurt us for 2 weeks early or at the end of September, now 2 weeks in October. So
Apparently we're on the same fall break as all the Tennessee people because they were everywhere at the beach.
Yes, there were a lot of Tennessee folks down at Panama City Beach. A lot of Tennessee license plates.
It's also weird to go from the beach to now it's 40 degrees out here this morning.
Pretty chilly.
Crazy.
But hey, I like the cool weather. I'm for it. And so we played volleyball last night, and my feet have never been so cold playing volleyball.
I loved it. A lot of people were complaining about it, but I thought it was nice.
Man, we had a good turnout though. Most people showed up, and it was fun. We always seem to have a really good time playing volleyball. Those that like to play, and none of us are any good, but we all have a good time. And
One of us is really good.
well, you shouldn't talk about me like that, but very nice for you to say. But yeah, it was a good Sunday night. We need to sit down and discuss what we're going to do next week for the college class.
Yeah, they kind of got nipped this week, but
Yeah, the traffic from the festivals was awful last night, and then there was a wreck right here on 108 and 515, and that kept that. I don't think that kept anybody from getting to us, but kept us from starting on time, which then made it too late to do what we wanted to do with college.
So the college thing was we were literally supposed to start right at 5, do a lesson, be done by 5:30 because that's when volleyball was going to start. And I mean, some people showed up at like 5:20, and there was no way I was going to be able to do the lesson in 10 minutes. So we ended up just scrapping it and going straight to volleyball because there's already people showing up for volleyball. So nothing really to go over for the college class this week, but hopefully we can get things figured out next week so we can get the lesson in and volleyball.
Yeah, we need to sit down and talk about that. But we did have several college students show up, so that was good. It was positive. Mostly our students, but it was good, yeah. And I think we had a good time playing volleyball, and no one got injured, which is always a bonus. And so, yeah, it was a good night. Nice little cool breeze, which I like. I don't know if anybody else does. And definitely a lot better playing volleyball in this weather than playing July.
Some of those weeks were so hot, I went over to the water hose and would drench my head in that water because it was just terrible.
Yeah, no, I don't know why we did that. I think we should wait till it's snowing and then play.
What we need to do is get a softball game going again.
We do need to do a Sunday evening softball. I need to sit down and look and see if there's a time when we can do that and get everybody there because that's always a lot of fun.
It'll be hard with the college class now.
Well, yeah, and time's changing. So we might be one of those deals we have to do like at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, that's brutal.
So basically it ruins all of Sunday afternoon. But that'd be the only way we can get it in while it's still light because it's going to start getting dark early.
Or we can just do it a Saturday.
We'll do a Saturday. I think people come on a Saturday when college football's happening.
Just got to get it in before baseball season starts so those fields aren't being used.
Well, I say we do it about the time that the Georgia Bulldogs game starts.
Yeah, because nobody needs to watch that
Nobody's
anyway.
watching that.
You know who's going to win if Kirby Smart's going to go whine to the refs the whole game.
Oh, poor Kirby. He's good at clapping.
Really good at clapping.
They were on Saturday morning on the Home Depot thing, whatever that's called.
Game day.
Game day. He was on there, and they were making fun of him. They were giving him McAfee or whatever his name is. McAfee was giving him grief about it.
So Georgia played Ole Miss, and Lane Kiffin was clapping like this and walked over to the ref and goes, "Hey, I'm just clapping, by the way." So, I love Lane Kiffin. He's hilarious.
That's funny. Anyhow, so how'd Sunday school go?
It was good. We actually finally wrapped up First Thessalonians. I don't know if I said last week that it was going to be the last week, but it was not. And kind of just went over the last couple of verses, Paul wrapping up. He kind of gave 3 pieces of advice, I guess, that all fit under the umbrella of morale and keeping morale high in the church. Obviously, he's writing to the Thessalonians. The first that we took away was, he says to honor those who labor, and he's talking about those who work in spreading the gospel, but also serving in the church. And then he also says to honor those that are above you in the Lord. So we just kind of use that as just, if there's people that are farther along in their walk with God, honor them. The second thing was help each other. So there's people behind you in their walk, be there to support them, be there as a resource, but also, if you notice somebody struggling spiritually, mentally, physically, or financially, that you're there in aid to them. And what was the third one, man? Gosh, it's all right there on that little phone.
On that phone?
And it's all good stuff. The third one was something along the line. I forgot how I used the wording, but it was live with a certain disposition. And there was a bunch of qualities that we went through of what this disposition looks like, and there's no way I'm going to be able to remember all of those, but we're supposed to live different. With this identity that we have in Christ calls us to live differently, and we should cling to those. We also just talked about, instead of picking out all the bad stuff and focusing on the bad, being able to spot good things. This is when we're talking about honoring each other, because we said honoring people that are farther along in their walk with you, but also just honoring one another when you see good, compliment good, because it's easier for us to critique things than it is for us to point out good things that are going on. I kind of told them, one of the things I hear you and Mom say a lot is that if you're looking for a reason to be upset, you're going to find one. So instead of looking for reasons to be upset, let's look for positive things going on, because there's so many things in the church right now that are going good, and it would be silly to sit and just nitpick all the bad, because there's really the good outweighs the bad almost every time, especially in church, and focusing on the bad is just never helpful. There's a difference. I said there's a difference between pointing out where people are falling short and just being a negative person and not highlighting any good. I mean, there's people that you hear so much negative from, but they're never coming back and giving positive reinforcement when things are going good, and that's terrible for morale in the church. We used a quote from Dwight D. Eisenhower when he was leading Allied troops in World War II. He said, good morale is like the best resource for winning a war. So just keeping spirits high. We are fighting a battle. There's a mission, and we should be uplifting one another and being a good addition to the church instead of just a subtraction to the church. So that's pretty much all we talked about. We kind of wrapped it up, and I think we're moving to a new book next Sunday.
Well, it's crazy to me how people, and I think sometimes I can even fall into this, so I've got to be uber careful.
I'm a big complainer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think complaining is easy. It doesn't take any effort, it doesn't take any thought. Being negative is easy. And of course, Satan, I think, has obviously made that easy. And so we've got to be aware of that in ourselves and in our church, because it does do that. That negativity will bring down people. And it's funny, somebody had been negative at all, but then starts listening to a negative person. Well, then all of a sudden they start being negative. They start saying negative things. Yeah, it spreads like cancer. But on the other hand, positive things will spread positively as well too, if we're aware of that and we keep it positive. It's all the matter of how we approach it, how we look at it. And I think Satan wants us to be negative, so he makes us get fixated on something that we're negative about when, like you said, there's so many positives. And I'll even do that. I'll sit there on Sunday evenings and we had a good day yesterday, but I'll sit there and rattle stuff that through my head that just, hey man, it's not even worth that much effort or that much thought. So why are you putting that much effort and thought into it? So just got to get, be better at that. And
That's something I told him. I'm very quick to complain. I focus on the bad, especially even in myself. I'll focus more heavily on the bad stuff than the good. And just how it's not good for the church to be focused on the bad. It's also not good for your own personal self to just dwell on the bad things and not be willing to look for any of the good. So I think I blame my movie reviewing because I think that was the source of me looking for the bad in things, because I like being hateful in my reviews on movies.
Yeah, and I think you find what you're looking for. Yeah. Like we've said before many times. If you're looking for negative, there's negative. I promise you look for it, you're going to find it. It's definitely there. You want to find the negatives, you want to find the things that aren't good. But if you'll pause and look and say, hey man, but there's so many good things. I think that happens though in any relationship. I think that happens in the church. I think that happens in your marriage. I think that can happen with your kids. You can get fixated on negatives and forget all the goods and all the positives.
That is another thing I said. If you were to sit down and look for bad qualities in every person in this room, you'll have plenty to find.
Absolutely.
You'll have plenty to find. But what's the point in focusing on those and making a big deal out of those when we can be uplifting to one another? And then the uplifting in the good makes those people try to do more good, and then it takes away some of that bad. So I don't know. I really enjoyed 1 Thessalonians, but kind of glad to be done with it. I think I'm going to move to a book that wasn't written by Paul, because I think they're sick of me only going over Paul stuff.
Paul?
I love Paul though. He's so good.
Well, but there's so much content on him because he wrote so much, right?
Right.
So much of the New Testament is Paul. So it's kind of hard to get away from Paul. I mean, because there is a lot of content on him. So,
but my favorite book's 1 John.
There you go.
But I've already gone through 1 John, so I don't.
Wait, here's the good thing: is you cycle new kids every 6 years. Just you can read.
Not really. Some of them stick around for a long time.
Stay around a minute. It happens. That's why we're trying to develop a college class. So we want them to have a place that they can go and do.
I like that when they're back visiting from college, they want to come to my class still.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I think that's cool.
Fantastic.
Fine by me.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's going good. So tell us about Saturday. What's going on Saturday?
Saturday? I wasn't coming.
No, this coming up Saturday.
I was like, I don't think they want to hear about me watching football with my friends.
No, the youth activity.
Yeah, we are at 5 o'clock leaving the church and going to do a corn maze. There's a corn maze in, I think it's more in LJ, right? Is it in LJ?
Yeah, I think so.
And the guy's super cool. He's always been so good to our group and loves when we're there and is so friendly to us. And he usually says, I'm not going to charge you guys, just whatever donation y'all want to put together. So making all the kids bring $10 to give to the guy just because he's just been so great to us. And sets up like a whole scavenger hunt in the corn maze too. So that's always a lot of fun. We have a good time. He's got a lot of stuff, big games and stuff set up there. But then as soon as we get done with the as soon as we get done with the corn maze, we're loading back up, heading back to the church. And we've had a lot of people, mostly Dusty and Lamar Long, give us a lot of pallets and wood, so we're going to make a massive bonfire out here. And one of the things I thought about doing, because we're doing since somebody decided to plan their trunk or treat the same day as our Halloween party, we moved that to this Wednesday. So we're carving pumpkins this Wednesday, and I'm thinking about saving those pumpkins and just chucking them in the fire, because I think that would be fun for them to just throw pumpkins at a fire instead of the dumpster. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then after the bonfire, I'm going to say you can get picked up whenever, but 9:30 you got to be out of here. Unless you want to stay and help clean up. Then be my guest.
Be my guest. Yep, so it sounds like a lot going on. So pumpkin carving on Wednesday night.
Yes.
Starting at 6:30.
And there will be a prize for the best boy pumpkin and the best girl pumpkin. But keep in mind, I am the judge, and I am very biased.
Wow.
Like one year somebody did a longhorn and it was not done well, but I still let them win because it was a longhorn.
Oh, wow. So you're letting them know how to win is to just be on your good side.
Unfortunately, I've been told I've been a bit too unfair, so this year it's me, Tucker, Haley, and Alex are going to be the judges.
Gotcha.
So they'll cancel out some of my votes, but hopefully I can swing Tucker into voting with me.
Almighty Tuck.
But
That'll be good. And then Saturday, 5 o'clock here at the church, bring $10. Have a good time. And
of course, I really don't have any safety plans for this fire.
you have a fireman.
Yeah.
You need to involve him
But
in
is
the
that-
safety plans.
Is that grass too dead to be doing a fire on?
Maybe. Yeah, you need to figure out how to get some water down there to
We're gonna need
keep that
a
area
long
wet.
hose.
Yeah, a long hose.
Or
A fire truck.
get one of them 4-wheelers with a water tank on the back.
That'd be fun. Maybe.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
Then I get to do donuts around a bonfire.
Well, or you can put the sprayer on the back of the golf cart.
That's not near as cool.
Oh, look, that golf cart's pretty cool.
So what about a tank on a dirt bike?
So, yeah, no. Anyhow, so that's what's happening this week. Sounds like a lot of good stuff happening. And everything's back to normal. This week, Wednesday night, Tuesday night, celebrate recovery. And then just a regular Sunday.
How was your Sunday school?
Sunday school's good. We're doing parenting together is the topic, if you will. Last week we talked about discipline, and that's always fun because we live in such a world where it's a bad thing to spank your kids, and so that's always a fun topic. I don't think you should beat your kids, but
Gentle parenting is the best way to go.
well, no, I kind of disagree. We've seen a couple of examples of gentle parenting that are a nightmare. So
I think successful gentle parenting is very rare.
yeah, very rare. Well, I think the key is you got to do what's going to be what works for that student.
For me, if I didn't get beat, nothing would stick.
So
You had to hit me.
So for me,
Until it was later in life. Then I was like, just spank me and get it over with, but don't take my phone.
see, that's where I was. So as a kid, the spanking worked. The spanking got me in line and got me going. But as I got older, I was like, hey man, are you saying if you spank me, I then am free of all charges, and I can go ride my bike, I can go hang out with my friends, I can do whatever I want to do.
Wait, we can wrap this up in 5 minutes?
Yeah, let's do it, man. And so that's where I was. I was that guy that was like, hey man, let's get the whipping and let's get it over with so I can move on with my life. I've got things to do. So as I got older, the whippings really didn't work for me. I needed something else because just because of the way I was wired, it really didn't hurt anymore. She was a little lady, and I was a big kid. So, and I had a lot of cushion back there, so it didn't hurt. So I was like, yeah, man, beat me and let me go, And for me, the whole thought was it'll be over in 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm on with my day. Versus, hey, go to your room. And think about what you've done or whatever. You stay there the rest of the day. I'd rather be shot in the face. That was the thing that was the killer for me is you took away my freedom. That was if you wanted to get my attention, that's how you got my attention. Take away the car, take away my freedom, take away my bike. Whatever I was riding at that time. That was my the thing that really affected me.
I remember one time, freshman year of high school, you and Mom took my phone, and I came downstairs and said, all right, hear me out. What if you just spank me,
Yeah.
and I get to keep my phone?
Yeah.
And that first time you said, sure. You whacked me, and I got to go to my room with my phone. Next time I tried that, you went, no, we're taking the phone.
Yeah.
I was like, dang it.
Well, so that's where you got to figure out what is that person's, what's going on. So it's going to be different for each kid, right? Because Haley was one of those you could go, Haley, and she was very, she didn't like that you were disappointed or upset with her. And so.
Well, I wasn't exactly stoked about that part either.
Well, yeah.
It's not like I was like, woohoo, they think I'm a loser.
Right, no, but I don't know, it's one of those deals where that wouldn't change your behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You needed something to help change your behavior. And I think each kid's going to be different. And I think you got to figure out what works for you. But what doesn't work is for that kid to be in charge of the house, and that kid runs everything, and that kid dictates, everything that happens in the house. which happens in so many families today, where the kids are running the house and not the parents, and I think that's just unproductive, because that's not reality, that's not life, and so that can be kind of tough. And so, but we talked about discipline 2 weeks ago. Then this week we talked about being on the same page, together, you and your spouse. Eventually, hopefully, the goal is the kids are going to grow up.
I thought that was last week.
No, last week was discipline.
No, 2 weeks ago y'all did being on the same page.
No. So this week is, still, maybe not on the same page, but this week was all about staying together. Like not in fighting the battle, but hey, when this is all over, are we still friends? Do we still love each other? Are we still dating each other? Are we still, because, I was talking to, back when I was a teenager, and I was telling my class this, back when I was a youth pastor, the guy in the church, both of his boys graduated out of our youth department, and he came to my office and he goes, "Hey man, I'm really worried." I said, "About what?" He goes, "I don't know that I really know my wife. We've been so busy the last 18 years raising boys that now it's just me and her, and I don't know if I know her. I don't know. And so I was like, he's like, I don't know what to do." And
That's
I said,
crazy.
and he never thought about that, and then he got to thinking, it's like, because that happens. You have kids, and then you're not going on dates anymore, and you're not doing vacation just you and her anymore, and you're not spending time just you two anymore, and of course I think there's a time when that the kids keep that from happening, but it still should be part of what you're trying to do is still date. That's me and Mom, we do our date night, which is
Girls' Day.
Yeah, our girls' day, and that's happening tonight. And we'll go do our girls' night, and it'll be good.
Guess that means I'm not getting fed.
You're not getting fed. Well, you can get fed. We're just not feeding you, and so that's where the drama is. So that's where the beautiful thing is. Once you get kids that are have graduated or whatever, you can just tell them that they're on their own, and then me and Tracy go and eat, and we go do what we want to do, and the kids may feel a little bit abandoned, but that's okay.
I bought you dinner last night.
And I bought you breakfast this morning, so
That's fair.
all
That's
that
fair.
fleshes out. So
No.
you're welcome. And so I think that whole premise for that was that you still date each other, you still spend time with each other, you're still dating, I guess, if you will, and hanging out and loving on each other and developing your relationship, because one day the kids are going to be gone, and then the question is, what do you have left? And that's what this guy was telling me. He goes, "Now that the kids are gone, I don't know what we have left." And so it was one of those deals where he was really struggling, and so so they started fishing and started going on trips and doing some vacation, and then they rediscovered and found that kind of a deal, and that's great, but
But you shouldn't have to start over.
Right, no, yeah, the whole idea though is to live intentionally now while you have kids, to where when the kids are gone, you're still like, hello, the people that were doing the video, that they said when we dropped our last kid off at college, we went on a 2-week vacation or something like that, and we were excited about it, that was great, and so we're dealing with this little change of Haley moving out, and it's kind of
It's
sad.
been so hard.
Is it for you? It's been sad. But anyhow, but what was really cool is she came over Saturday and watched the first half of the football game with us.
Look, I'm seeing
I thought that was
her
great.
just as much as I did when she lived with us.
That's probably true.
I see her the exact same amount.
Right. For those who don't know, Haley would a lot of times just come in, go up to her room, shut the
And
door.
so that one day a week where
yeah.
we're all in the living room watching TV together, it's about what I got, because a lot of times she would come downstairs and hang out with y'all, and I didn't know. I was just in the basement playing Xbox. And so I wasn't around for when she was around. But, now I see her at church every week like I used to. Sometimes I get invited over to their house, but it's really only when they need help with something. So I guess that doesn't really count. Not really a bond going on there.
Hey, come see us.
Hey, we need help moving the fridge downstairs.
So come hang out with us. No, but it's been good, and it was really good last week. They came and brought their camper down to Panama City Beach with us, and
That was a lot
it was
of
a
fun.
good week. Yeah, we had a good week, and so it's different, but it's cool. And of course, I like the dynamic of Alex being a part.
Well, it's definitely great that she's married to someone that I get along with.
Yeah, that helps.
Because what a nightmare that would have been.
Yeah, well, and so that's good. And discipline and being together. So, and then I think we wrap up this whole thought. I think it says the barometer of your marriage, I guess, is what we wrap it up next week, and then we'll have to go to a different topic.
I think the thing with, and of course I'm not a parent, but I think the most important thing with discipline is just being consistent. Something I've noticed with a lot of parents is some weeks one thing will fly and not be a big deal, but another week it will, or they'll be like, you do that one more time, I'm going to spank you. And the kid does it like 8 more times, and you're saying 8 different times, you do it one more time, I'm going to spank you. Well, the kid doesn't believe you now. There's no fear.
Well, it loses its effect.
If you told me I was going to get spanked, I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
It was. Most of the time, there wasn't even really a warning. It was just like, all right, let's go.
Well, and so and I've gotten some grief from some people even here about that consistency. That's hard, and it is hard. But that's the reason why.
If you say you're going to do something, do it.
Well, and then you have these parents that say this crazy thing, you do that again, I'm going to kill you. Well, you're not going to kill them, so don't make statements like that. Or I'm going to break your legs, or I'm going to sell your car, or you're not going to whatever when you know that there's no way you're following through with that. So a lot of parents make idle threats that it's idle. I mean, it's exactly what it is. It's a wasted threat. And so for that kid, they're like, man, whatever. I think you're all noise. And so then therefore they don't respect you and don't listen to you. However, I tried to be, and I wasn't perfect at this, but I tried, if I said something, then I meant it. And I wanted you to know that, because I wanted you to know that, hey, if Dad says it, he means it,
And I think another thing is just getting down to the root of why it's happening. Like my favorite teacher I've ever had knew that sitting still in a desk quietly all day is a very hard task for me.
Yeah.
And so when I'd start getting rowdy, she would take me out in the hallway and make me run laps back and forth, jump off the lockers, do push-up, and like set up this whole like parkour course for me. It's just me and her out in the hallway, and I'm sweating at the end of it. And then I was good. I just needed to get some stuff out of my system. But she used loose threats a lot. She would say she was either the 2 threats she used every time I was getting crazy is that she was gonna hang me up by my toenails.
Mm-hmm.
Or
never gonna happen.
She said this a lot. She said she was gonna get out the brooms, which is where it's this joke that she had, I guess, where she had a witch's broom and she was gonna fly and hit us.
Oh wow,
she was awesome. Miss Caron's the best teacher I've ever had in my life.
She was out there this morning when I was dropping off kids. I guess Sharon, the lady who's usually out there when I drop off kids, wasn't here this morning, and she was out there, and she waved, and she's
the best. She calls me JR, which means Jackrabbit.
Yep.
Best teacher I've ever had by far.
Yeah,
she rocks.
She's awesome. And but anyhow, yeah. So the idle threats, a kid figures out real quick whether mom and dad are full of garbage. Oh, that's just noise. They're just making noise. And so you're just wasting your breath at that point and wasting your time and your kids' time. And then there's also the confusion that happens with 1 minute, I'm going to destroy you for doing that. And the next minute, I don't care. I let you do that. Well, that's confusing for the kid. Is it wrong for me to do that or not? Is it something I can do or not? And so that's another issue of that happens a lot is 1 minute, you don't you dare, and another minute, that's funny. And so there needs to be that. If it's wrong, it needs to be wrong. And obviously things change as y'all grew up. Things you couldn't do when you were little.
I was good at being able to get mom to laugh when I was in trouble.
That was the key for me. If I could get my mom to laugh, I knew I was okay. So that was the goal.
Yeah.
If I could make mom laugh.
Or I remember one time when I was really little, I think we had just moved here. And
4th grade.
You two were in the front seat. Now it was just me in the back, and y'all were arguing about something. And I leaned forward and started singing some song to y'all, and she started dying laughing. So you never thanked me for that, but I eased the tension there for you. You're welcome.
I don't remember that because me and Tracy never fight, so I don't know what you're talking about there. And so, I don't know.
Did you just hiccup into the mic?
I don't know what happened there, but I was trying to brush that off and move on.
Sorry.
But something did happen. It was.
Get Bentley to clip that for us.
Yeah, Bentley, if you'll clip that for us, we'd appreciate that. That dude took what I said about the Georgia Bulldogs and clipped it. And
Dad, lapse of judgment, made a comment that he was gonna
I was being
switch
funny
and be a Bulldogs fan, And
It's gonna happen.
Like that day that it was uploaded, Bentley had already clipped it and made an edit that said "Go Dogs" on it, and Trent sent it to us. We were cracking up.
That guy was on it. He's on it. The team I'm really impressed with this year, not that we're going to get on to football, is Georgia Tech. Let's go.
All right.
Georgia Tech looks great.
The best team they've played is Stanford, but
Go Jackets. They look good. I love their quarterback.
No, they didn't play Stanford. Didn't FSU lose to Stanford?
I don't know what.
They played Stanford. I don't know. My point was Georgia Tech hadn't really played anybody, but they do. Haynes King looks really good.
Quarterback's awesome.
But I'd like to see him play against a real team.
No, that isn't real. They play real teams. That's great.
Same with Ohio State. Remember, we're not playing anybody.
Oh wow, you're at the Ohio State.
Not playing any.
Steve's
Texas.
right now.
I'm gonna be honest. We are terrible.
We are terrible.
And we're the best team
No
y'all
offensive
played,
line.
and it was 14-7.
Right.
So
That's when we had all the hopes in the world that we were going to have a great year.
you're undefeated, but I'm not impressed. Anybody could beat us.
That is a terrible way to go about it, but I get what you're saying.
We went to overtime with Kentucky.
Yeah, that's awful. It's brutal.
And
It's a shame. So, it's a shame. So, first, second service, 2 weeks ago, we started in looking at the Sermon on the Mount, and it's gone very well. The first week we did the Beatitudes, which is obviously where Jesus started, and so that's where we started. And, I encouraged people last week I said, hey man, I'm not going to be able to go into depth in all of these things, so go and study them deeper, and here's your homework, that kind of deal.
because we don't need another 37 series.
No, well, we spent all year on Romans, and so, but anyhow, I told him, I said, so we're going to move quickly through the Beatitudes, but I encourage you this week to go through and really study the Beatitudes. And I had one lady come up and say she did that. She said she learned a lot. And then she said the best thing, you were right on with everything you said. I said, that's what I like to hear. Go back and check.
Whatever.
No, she said I was right on with everything and was going right with what the Word of God said.
I'm going to start making up fake stories too.
No, that's a real story. That's a true story. It really happened. And so it was really good. We looked at all the Beatitudes, and some of those can be tough. Blessed are those that mourn. Well, I don't want to be mourning. Blessed are the meek. Well, a lot of guys look at meek as that means I'm weak, and so a lot of those things we look at and go, oh, but the reality is the whole attitude is I want to put myself second, put God first, and me, and then other people, and then me third. You know what I mean? And so that whole idea of if I want to find true joy and true happiness in life, it comes with this kind of mentality and this kind of attitude. So, which is really good. So first service went good. Second service we baptized. Went really good.
Oh, yeah.
Not for sure why the baptistry was so full, but
Dude,
a lot of water in the baptistry.
So much water.
Yeah, I was like, man, I don't know what's going on. That's my concern about it not working properly, because then I'm afraid there's no way for it to, if it fills up too much, for it to drain, so then we have a huge mess in the auditorium.
Well, he already flooded the parking lot Sunday.
Yeah, I just drained it.
Good thing is it was already raining, so most people probably didn't even notice.
That's the reason why I did it. I said it's raining, it's not going to matter, so I went ahead and drained the baptistry. And but anyhow, I love having services.
Sounded like we had a didgeridoo during band practice.
Yeah, right. It makes a lot of crazy noise as it's draining. I think there's a lot of air going through all those pipes, and so it's pretty loud. But it was really good to. I love baptizing. I love having services where people are being saved and baptized, and that's always really, really good. So the Beatitudes, we wrapped them up, and it was good. And then in both services was good. And then this week we did Salt and Light, and the whole idea of that we are to be salt to the world. And the whole idea for salt is salt makes things better. Salt preserves, salt enhances, if you will. And I think we as Christians should be doing that. We should be making things better, helping people in whatever situation. Just like in Thessalonians, you were teaching, our goal is to help people that are in need, or people that need help, and that kind of deal. And that's part of being salt, And so, and being light. The whole idea is that as Christians, we should be making a noticeable difference.
And that next verse, I don't even know if you read it, but that next verse is kind of a cool analogy for our church. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden.
Yeah.
We're up on a hill.
Yeah.
We are.
We're on a hill. We need a big light. We need to put a big, huge light up there that just reflects through the whole city.
Why won't this stay down?
I don't know. But anyhow, being light, being salt. And I think sometimes we get so busy in our day-to-day life and so busy in what we're doing, we get busy, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so then we forget that we do have that responsibility to be the salt and light, and we forget that.
Easy to get complacent.
Yeah. And you just get, just doing life. And I think one of the key things for us as Christians is to live intentionally. And I don't think many Christians do.
Yeah.
We intentionally live to honor and glory God, to give honor and glory to God, and we intentionally live to be salt and light to people. And I think we need to make that a priority, make that something. Hey, man, this is what I'm going to do, and I want to make for sure I'm being that salt, and I'm being that light, and I'm being that witness and that testimony, and I'm giving God the honor and the glory. And it's not about Chad, but it's about God and in everything I do. And so
that's the other thing Paul said as we were wrapping up. He said, "There's those among you that are idle." He essentially said, "Give them a swift kick in the rear, get them going again.
I like
Help
it.
them get moving."
Yeah. Well, we can pick out some people who aren't salty and throw them down on the ground and walk over them. That's what the Anabaptists did in the 16th century. So that seemed kind of crazy that they did that. What's the most crazy is that people actually laid down and let them do it.
That's what I was about to say.
That's bonkers, man. We live in a different time, don't we?
I ain't doing that.
If we did that, we would be sued. Hey, man, I don't feel like you're being very salty. Let me walk on you. So that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. So, but anyhow, the Sermon on the Mount, I think it's going to be a good study. I was really pleased with how the first 2 weeks have gone. Interested to dive into this next week, and I think it'll be good. I think it's going to be a good thing, and people seem to be responding well to it. And hopefully we'll get all of our numbers back where our numbers need to be, and been down a little bit, but
a lot of repeat visitors this Sunday.
Yeah, and then we had 2 or 3 families that were first-time visitors this week, so that's always good. It's always good to have visitors, and
some people we haven't seen in a very long time. It's good to see them.
Yeah. And some folks that hadn't been around, and then I think this next week we'll settle back down into some normalcy. I think we're getting to the end of the festival season. I think we have one more week or so, and that'll be good. I'm ready for festival season to be over. Maybe 2 weeks. But then we go straight into 2 or 3 weeks, and then Thanksgiving, and then 2 or 3 weeks is Christmas, and then a week later, 2 weeks later is New Year's, and so I guess our numbers will just be what they are, and man, but we encourage you if you're in town.
Makes you miss August.
Make you what?
Makes you miss August. August is always a high.
Well, because it's hot and people want air conditioning, so let's go to church. It's too hot, but and I love all the people that doing festivals and that kind of stuff. But
I think the festivals are dumb.
Well, I've never actually been to one.
Why the heck do we need an apple festival?
Well, we got an apple festival.
Who cares? You can get apples year round at Walmart.
Walmart.
Why do we have to have a festival for that?
Well, because these have been handpicked.
The only one that I understand is the marble one.
Why do you understand that one?
Because we're the main people doing marble. Everybody got apples.
Well, not everybody has apples on a tree in their county like LJ does.
But who cares?
Really? Who cares about marble?
Who cares? I mean, I don't, but it's at the White House. That's pretty sick.
It is at the White House and at other places. So, but anyhow, so festival season, we're rolling and going. Here's my deal: go to your festival. That's great, but come to church first. So here's my thought with festival: come to church at 8:30, have a donut.
We make it easy for you.
Do Sunday school. I mean, you're out of here. You're out of here by 10:45.
We make it so easy.
So come, and then you have the rest of the day to go to these festivals. And so that's just my thought on it. Come hang out with us first, and then go to your festival, or get crazy, do your festival on Saturday, and come to church on Sunday.
Now you're asking too much.
I did kind of crazy.
What you can do though is after the festival, come play volleyball.
Come play volleyball. Hey, we're going to do volleyball this Sunday night. One more time.
If you're worried about not being good enough to come play, I can assure you, a lot of the people out there are terrible. You'll fit right in.
Yeah, there's only There's only.
If you have an ounce of athleticism, you will do just.
I don't think even an ounce. I think there's a few folks out there that don't even have an ounce. I think they just enjoy hanging out. I think they enjoy having fun, and we have a good time, and that's really what it's about. It's not competitive. We're not.
In my head, it is competitive.
In your head, it's competitive. In my head, it's competitive.
And I get frustrated.
But the reality is we're just having a good time, and we did. We had a great time Sunday night.
I don't think I'm capable of having a good time.
Well, I want to have a good time, but here's my philosophy in having a good time. Winning is fun.
Yeah,
so let's win.
Well, what's the point of doing anything if I'm not going to win?
I agree. Well, and I think the whole point of anything, if you're not going to...
That's like Alex, when he's like, hey, let's race swimming. No. Because I have zero chance of winning, so why on earth would I want to do that?
I got you.
If I'm not going to win, I'm not doing it.
You're right. Or if you think you possibly... If you know for sure you're going to lose, you're not going to do it.
Yeah.
Only if you think there's a
If
chance.
you see me competing in anything, even if it's not competitive, even if it's just for fun, if I'm doing it, that means in my head I think I'm going to win. And that's why I'm doing it.
Which is the abuse that happens in dodgeball with the teenagers.
Well, when they can beat me.
Wow.
That's not true. I take everybody out. I don't go for... I let some of the guys take out the girls because I would feel bad if I was just, I get everybody out, and it's usually me and one girl left, and I let her hit me. So in my head, I still won because I surrendered, but technically they win. But yes,
Yeah, such a martyr, such a gentleman.
I run around and I throw maybe a little too hard.
Yeah, maybe.
But here's the problem: I wouldn't throw it so hard if they would stop dodging it.
If you would stop moving, I wouldn't have to
I'll throw it soft, but
I got you.
If I throw it soft, they just dodge it. And now neither of us are having fun.
That just seems silly.
So if I throw it hard, they get out, I have a good time, it's about me, and we move on.
Well, and I think that's where the struggle is what you just said right there. It's about me.
And so a lot of times what we'll do is if we were a game, like we'll be playing kickball or something and the score will be tied, if we run out of time and the kids are coming in, I go, all right, my team wins, everybody head upstairs. Just kidding. No, what?
We are the winners, you are not. Thanks for coming. Well, that's good. What else are we talking about today?
We don't have college class to get into.
Well, I was pleased with the ones that showed up. I was worried about changing things up, for the church. But, from time to time, that's going to happen, right? And just because it's on Sunday night. But we've got to figure out a way to be able to do both and do both well. So,
and we mentioned traffic being an issue. We didn't mention there was no power here.
That's true. When we got here, there was no power.
Till like 4:50, there was no power. And so we're all sitting here. Them ladies are over there packing Mexico gifts in the dark. They have flashlights walking around trying to do it. And we weren't thinking that there was going to be power, so that we might not even be able to do the class at all. And then got to the point where we're just going to do it out here in the lobby. And
then so many other people showed up for the volleyball.
So volleyball people. We had people that showed up for volleyball at 4:30.
Yeah. So it was going to be a tough deal to pull off, but maybe we need to sit down after a while and figure out what the plan is.
But everybody was cool with it. I think the only person that complained about not getting a lesson was Gage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said he was pretty bummed.
No way.
Swear.
That's awesome. I told
him, I said, well, I can FaceTime you tonight, and I'll just do the lesson over the phone.
Right.
Now you can hear something tonight.
Well, we're good. I think we need to figure that out, and we need to just keep praying for that and keep trying to grow it. But we also need to do these types of events as well. So we've just got to figure out how to balance and juggle both and make both successful. So, but I think it'll be good.
I think we have a lot of our problems are good problems.
Yeah, no, great problems. We have really good problems.
It's a good thing that we're having to figure out a college class.
Yes. Well, and it's a good thing when a college student comes in and goes, "Oh man, I'm really bummed."
Yeah. And it's a good thing that we're having to rework that because our church people want to get together and play volleyball on a Sunday night.
Yeah. No. Well, and we're trying to. And the reality is, time is fixing to change, and it's going to be dark, and we won't be able to play volleyball not unless we play in the middle of the afternoon.
Oh, we can get some light. We should put in some stadium lights out there.
We should. We have that one light, and it does okay for the Gaga pit, the playground, but it really doesn't do good for the volleyball. I don't think it would be bright enough. But I've never tried it, so maybe we need to go out there and just try it.
It's not, I can tell you.
It may be fantastic.
Actually, it wasn't bad. We did it for the lock-in. So we did glow-in-the-dark volleyball, where we had glow sticks taped to the net, and we had a glow-in-the-dark ball. And then we came back out later, after we'd already taken the glow stuff down, and just did the floodlight. And it was fine. Everybody could see, and they were playing.
I guess if you got like a bright ball, it'd be fun.
And we have one in the youth room if you want to use it. We have a neon one.
So where's the good volleyball?
Somebody stole it. I don't know. We've looked everywhere around this church.
If you find that you have a volleyball that's not yours, and it could potentially belong to Shiloh Baptist Church, would you bring that back?
It's blue, and it's same brand that the high schools use. Very nice volleyball.
Very expensive volleyball. We will not press charges, and we will not seek reparations.
Well, here's all you have to do.
To have it back.
The kids' check-in desk. Just set it on that when nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Then nobody will know you took it.
Yeah.
We'll know somebody decided, somebody found God and decided to return it.
Let your conscience be your guide.
I hope your conscience is eating you alive right now.
Man, I hope you don't sleep until you turn it back in. I'm just kidding. The person who probably stole it is not a person listening to this podcast.
Not at all.
Bentley, bring it back.
Bentley, we're sick of it.
Yeah, we're tired of you having that ball. That's funny.
Bentley and Kelso did a tag team on that one.
Oh, Kelso. They had a new friend with them today, or I guess
he's been around a few times. He's come to some of the events we do. I think he normally goes to another church, but they were all staying the night together because they had homecoming the night before.
Oh, nice. So they were tired. They probably didn't listen to anything I had to say.
I mean, Sarah Grace and Amy looked like they were dead.
Like they needed a nap.
They looked exhausted. I was like, why do you look so tired? Homecoming was last night.
So like homecoming dance?
Yeah.
Was last night? I gotcha.
At King's Academy.
King's Academy. Hey, there's a plug. Sponsored, this episode sponsored by...
Look, if you're looking for a private school for your kid, every kid I've met from King's Academy is an angel.
But, well, I would... Well,
dude, you can't tell me... Dude, Bentley and Kelso.
Right, no, great. But here's the deal.
The best, dude.
But half of that is homeschool, though. King's Academy at the full-time.
Okay, so if you're looking for a private school and you're also a good parent.
There you go. Right.
If you're not...
There's a couple days a week you're going to have to do...
Go ahead and send them to public school.
Yeah. Put them in the public school, put them in the system, let the system take care of them. Let them have them.
I'm a product of the system. Look how I turned out.
No, you're the product of Chad Holsey and his great raising skills.
And his great swing of the belt.
Belt swinging. So, I miss those days.
Spanking me?
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Well, anything else you want to cover before we wrap?
I don't know that I have anything.
A little bit of a shorter episode for you guys. We got to get back in the swing of things. The problem is we didn't have much to talk about with the college class.
Yep, that kind of hurt things.
But
some things happened on the volleyball court. Some folks...
A lot of things happened.
Got hit with the ball. And here's how you know that the volleyball on Sunday night is great comic relief is the people that come and they sit in chairs, they have no intentions on playing.
And they're not watching because it's a good game.
And they're not watching because for the love of the game. They're watching because they're just waiting to see what's going to happen. What's fixing to take place.
With the out of bounds. Twice. So if you don't know how volleyball works, if the other team hits it to your side and it lands out of bounds and you don't touch it, it's your point, obviously. But if somebody on your team touches it, it doesn't matter if it's going out of bounds or not. You have to save it or
you have two more tries. Yeah.
So somebody on Matthew's team would hit it and it'd be going out of bounds. He'd run up to the line, see it was out of bounds, and hold his hands up like this and let it hit the ground. And everybody was like, "Hey, Matthew, we are responsible for that one."
Hit it.
It was very funny.
But I think that's the fun part is this gives a lot of people who have probably never played volleyball before the opportunity to play.
It's just a good time to mess around, but also get to know some of the church people if you don't know them already.
Well,
you get to know people very well playing sports.
Yep. I think any kind of activity that we do around here is a great opportunity to get to know somebody. So like if you're checking out our church and you're listening right now, if you really want to know about Shiloh, you come to volleyball next Sunday night.
And even if you don't want to play, just pull up a chair with the other people sitting and watching and talk to them all night. And have a good time.
And then there's so many people that are sitting on the side that's talking trash, but they're not playing, but they're definitely talking trash. They always got somebody talking. Always somebody talking.
And Pueblo is a good time to get to know us.
Pueblo's a good. Well, if you're not in a hurry, and
It's going to be a while.
It's going to be a minute. It definitely, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people won't come eat with us because it's going to take a minute. It's going to be sometimes it's 2 o'clock or so before we get out of there, and it can be really long. But it is a good opportunity to talk and visit and hang out and to get to know people. And then our group changes quite a bit. We had a different group this week than what we've had.
We could have 50 people or 5.
Yeah, you just don't know, and that's good too because I think sometimes you get tired of going to Mexican food every week.
You're going to say sometimes you get tired of the same people.
No. You just get tired of eating the same food every week. But that's typically where we're at, and anybody's invited that wants to come.
Well, it's a big menu. Order something else.
Yeah, well, that's what I've been doing. I've just been changing it up.
I get the same thing every week.
And then I make for sure I set this week right next to Victoria's kid. What's his name? Wow.
Jameson,
that's right. Man, I was playing.
if you are ever in church,
Yes.
and only do it if Jameson's with his mom, because it's only funny because of how much she hates it.
Do it.
Go up to Jameson and ask him to show you his Stitch impression. It's one of the worst impressions I've ever heard in my life, but it's so funny how much it irritates his mom.
You gotta do that.
So I get him to do it all the time. So if you want some enjoyment, you get to hear a terrible impression that's already funny in and of itself, but then you also get to see his mom get frustrated, which is also funny.
So what I did was I sat by him yesterday at lunch. He had this cool fidget spinner, which was great, and he never eats his fries. So I'm stealing the kid's fries while he's eating his hamburger and playing with his fidget spinner. I'm reaching over there.
This was a premeditated thing.
Yeah, no, it's great. And so at first he said, we're going to go sit somewhere else. I go, no, let him sit right here by me. That'll be great. So he sit right by me. I said, what do you order? He goes, I'm ordering a cheeseburger. I said, that's what I like to hear. And because I knew there'd be fries and I knew he wouldn't eat them. And man, I ate most of those fries. They were delicious. So I think fries should come with every meal. I don't care if it's Mexican or
Some form of potato.
Yeah, some form of potato needs to be.
What's it called when you... Home fries.
Home fries are great.
Gosh. Best way.
Fresh cut.
Might be my new favorite way. When we were at Cole's house the other day, he did home fries and steaks from Wilkes. My goodness.
That was good. Well, I don't think you can ever go wrong with a potato at some form or fashion.
So potato ends with an O.
Potato. What did I say?
Potato.
I'm okay with potato. Just as long as there's ketchup.
It's not a question of whether you're okay with it or not. It's just not the word.
I don't care, I guess. So I think it's great. It's good.
All right. Well, hey. Thanks for tuning in. Happy to be back for this week. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week. Have a great week.
At first, the audio screen kept lagging, and I was worried there was going to be jumps in it.
Yeah, I saw that.